Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Wednesday, the 24th of June. This is our midweek update. I hope you're doing well. Market's being very tricky this week. We've talked about it, and this is typically what's called the June swoon. The last trading week of the month is typically not so easy. And we're kind of playing that out here. As today we had this nice pop and push, went up and then sold back off. And here's the ES back and under the 50-day right now. The VIX, for what it's worth, popping, and it's right in the 20 area. Keep an eye on that. It's not all bad news. Bonds are very strong today, and that is good news for us. We'd like to see that. However, the dollar is also very strong, and that is not something we want to see. For you crypto guys, Bitcoin is losing 60K here. We don't want that. That could lead to a move down to 50K, so keep that in mind. So let's talk about the SPY. And, the SPY today, when you look here, on the chart, and you can see volume is nothing special. And that's the one thing we've been talking about all day as well. We're getting a down move here. We're 36 million shares with less than 20 minutes to go. It's nothing special. We went up, we kissed the gap that we made yesterday, and we got rejected. Now, again, if you're looking at this and you're saying to me, what's going on? Well, we had the sell-off, we came up, we gapped up, and then you had that day here, and then we had the Fed day, right, which was ugly. Then we gapped up and we created a little downtrend. And yesterday we tried to break above the downtrend, but ultimately failed in reverse and closed back under it and at the lows. And now we lost, then we gapped down, sorry, not yesterday, the other day, under the 21 day and held the 50 day. And now we're here, we are below it. And basically the market here continues to show signs of tiredness. And I think that's the way to look at it. If you go back to March, right, and look at the size of the move, we're consolidating this. So you do have, a lower high in place at this point. At the moment, you still have a higher low in place off the recent lows. But, we're still right in the area of the 50-day. We still haven't retested the lows from 2 weeks ago, which is roughly 722.58 and the 5% pullback. And overall, the market's holding in. The Qs, however, they are back to a 5% pullback. The IWN showed some relative strength today, put a new all-time high in. The Dow showed some strength. The banks continue to show strength. They're holding in well. Bank of America made a new all-time high today before it reversed, whereas JP Morgan and Citi and Goldman, right, and Morgan Stanley, they all are holding in fairly well. We saw strength in the home builders today, Toll and there was a DHR is the other one, or another one, right? And nice big moves on them. KBH, another one. Thank you. Couldn't think of it. Nice moves there today. Big moves on the home builders. Something to watch. It's a good sign. By the way, HG Home Depot, the weekly 350 calls alerting here late. What's not working so well is anything associated with crypto. Hood got absolutely destroyed. BMNR is actually trading almost back to its SPAC opening day when it converted. MSTR got down into the 92s here and near lows. This is some pretty ugly stuff. Coin also getting destroyed today. For me today, I did not really like the action. I didn't trade a lot. I did trade Amazon a couple of times. I made a little bit of money on it. Took a loss on the first one, took a loss on the one call I held after I got back in it. But ultimately, you have a fake candle today. Couldn't hold the breakout, came back in. Although they said their day one sales was very good, 8 point something billion was much higher than expectations. Also traded SPCH. This is the leverage shares ETF for SpaceX 2 times, and that gave a nice little trade. SpaceX, by the way, continues to hold in well. It's holding 152 days in a row. It's being defended. Notice volume dropping off today. That's typically a sign that the sellers have, at least for now, kind of given up. IGV continues to be hideous, getting a new low here today. Microsoft breaking down lower. Salesforce, which was up, it's kind of holding in. We saw Palantir putting in a 52-week low today. It's just not where they want to be. The semis, we have Micron tonight after the close, and I don't know if Micron can say anything that's going to move the needle here, and I don't mean that trying to be any kind of way negative. Negative. The issue I think with Micron tonight as we go into this is we know they're going to beat, we know they're going to guide up. Will it be enough here? And that's really the question that just comes to my mind. Will this be enough to move the needle or not? So we'll see. But the semis continue to be weak after yesterday's major gap down, but holding the 21 day. SNDK caught up in this as well, but still above the 21 day. NVIDIA just continues to get pummeled here under 200 again. AMD still above the 21 day. Qualcomm had their investor day today. While there's some cool stuff, nothing's going to move the needle in the next, 8 to 12 months that they announced here today. So you're not getting any kind of reaction out of that. Intel, Nancy Pelosi, put a ton of calls on it. It had a okay day before capitulating back to the 8 day. She also bought a ton of calls on Uber, which had a very nice day. What am I forgetting about here today? Let's talk the Mag 7. Tesla's getting destroyed today, back under that 380 and just looking weak. We'll have to see if that 360, 370 area holds, and then if not, we'll start looking down here towards 364. Meta capitulated again today, looking like it wants to go to a new multi-month low. Google was holding stronger today, and then news came they're losing more people to Anthropic and their AI. They got sold off there as well. Apple continues to hold very nicely. So, Apple continues to be strong. The other thing that was going on today was Wendy's. For what it's worth, I didn't trade it. One thing I first did is right out of the gate, looked at the options and said, nope, because they jumped the IV and the options to about 300%. Now they backed it down to about 160%. So if you had bought calls on this, you're getting absolutely destroyed. Wendy's is up. Wendy's is up because Wall Street Bets is back, and they said, this is the next meme stop, and you have a move up on this. Don't know, not something I'm really looking for. I mean, Wendy's has been just a problem company now for a long time and just not doing much. So as we go into the end of this week, and this is probably what you all really want to hear, and here, tomorrow we have PCE and GDP pre-market 8:30. I'll open the room early. I'm thinking, well, maybe we get another day of weakness, maybe we don't. Maybe we start looking towards Friday for some type of reversal here as we go into next week, which is the holiday week, and we have a short trading week of 3 days. Is it 3 days? It might be 3.5 days. I think, does the markets close early? I don't know. Next Wednesday, I'm not sure. But bottom line is here is, I would just be nice and easy here and look for whatever you like. I'm not really thinking, shorts. I'm not overly worried right now because there's no volume on this move down. That said, I'm aware that things aren't trading well, but I'm more in looking to buy the dip and if we go into July mode than here, and we'll see where we go from here. If you want to join us, link in the description. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Guys, I'll stay with you late for Micron.